All right, what's up, Bandits? Welcome to my channel and to this video. Thanks for clicking. So my wife really loves to go on walks, and I thought I'd buy her and frankly us, our family, a new treadmill. Treadmills are very expensive, as you well know. So I ended up going with this one right here. It's not exactly an entry point, but I got a great deal on it, and I'm gonna be assembling it, unboxing it, assembling it, and reviewing it to see if it's worth it and ultimately help you make a good purchasing decision with a market flooded with entry to mid-level treadmill. So let's put this thing together and see how it holds up.
All right, let's get this thing unboxed for you. It's a fairly heavy box, so make sure you use 2 people to transport it. Here it is out of the box. It looks like it was packaged pretty well. I don't see any denting or chipping. I mean, it was very secure with all the plastic and styrofoam, so it's not always the case. You do have a little bit of disruption with the plastic here, but I don't think that's anything to worry about. Here is kind of a feel for the treadmill. You can hear that. And this thing is, I noticed pulling it out of the box, nothing cheap about it at all. I mean, that is pretty heavy. You definitely cannot lift this with one hand. That said, it's small enough, let me zoom out just for a second, where it can probably be picked up with 2 hands and easily transported. And you can see here, this is in its folding position. I bet we just have to move these up and pull this bar up. But that's nice because it stows, or should stow nicely under a bed or in a closet, prop it up against a wall or something. Here is the remote that it comes with, pretty simple. Some lubricating oil, the instruction manual, an Allen key with Phillips head screwdriver, and the emergency pull cord. You'll want to read the instruction manual really carefully before you get started for safety purposes and also to maintain the lifespan. And you don't want to void the warranty or anything like that. But long story short, the instructions say, use this special lubricating oil to make sure that the treadmill, the belt is properly lubricated. That is important, and they want you to do that according to the instruction manual, every 188 miles or so. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. It also mentions the belt elasticity. So basically, if the treadmill belt here the running belt gets too loose or too tight, what do you do? And then deviation, they call it, if the belt actually ends up kind of moving too far to the left or too far to the right, how do you adjust that? Those are important things in terms of maintenance and making sure that this thing is properly running, that you need to be aware of if you buy this particular model, or really any treadmill. All right, I do wish the power cord was a little longer. If you're using this in the center of a room, you might have a hard time reaching an outlet, in which case you would need an extension cord that has the appropriate thickness for the length. Also, the remote does not come with batteries, so you'll need 2 AAA batteries for that. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing up. Before we actually put it up and get it ready, I want to just show you, this is the kind of the transport mode for it. So it does have wheels on the bottom, and you can roll it like this, which is nice. You don't actually have to pick it up because, like I said, it's a bit heavy. It rolls on carpet. Obviously, it'll roll on hardwood. And yeah, next step, let's go ahead and move this up. There are some tightening bars here, 2 of them. Okay, so this pulls up. Now, I really wanted to get a treadmill that had a bar. I think the really cheap ones don't have anything where you can hold on to. That for me is a safety. Having spent some time on treadmills in the past, I'm not a huge runner or anything, but when this thing's moving, yeah, you can easily eject. It's not a big step off, but I think you want something to hold on to. I think that's what the smart person does, and I think it's worth the extra money. All right, so we're going to tighten those up, and that should hold that in place. All right, let's just step up here for a second and see. Obviously, you can move this you know, this way or this way a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. We'll obviously get it powered up, but look at all this length. That's really nice. For just like a walking stride, I think that's gonna not be too short. Let's get a closer view at the control panel and the device holder that's located on the handle here. So you kind of open this lid up, and we've got some cheap well, maybe that's not, no, that's not cheap plastic. I think that's good. Yeah, so you put your device there. You've got enough room for obviously a phone and probably an iPad mini, and maybe a regular iPad tilted vertically could fit in this space here. We've got the safety key, the on-off switch, faster, slower, and I don't know what this button does. We'll figure that out. But let's figure this out and get this thing going here. We've got the safety key, which is the magnetic piece, and it actually won't work without this. So you need to have this on, and then this clips onto you, because if you fall or something, then this is going to rip off, or it'll rip off this. So magnet just pulls off, and if that disengages, the whole thing will shut down. It's a safety feature protecting you. So here's the remote. We will get this powered on, and there's a little power switch back here, I noticed. That's important. Ooh, that's fancy. So let's see what this dashboard says. This tells you your speed and your time and probably your distance. Okay, so actually before I step on it, let me see if the remote works. Here we go. Oh, it counts down and it begins. Ooh, what was that pattern? Maybe that's normal? What is that? I don't know. Listen to the sound. It's pretty quiet. Let's turn it up. Let's just crank it. Whoa, 6.2. That's a jog right there. Like a pretty healthy jog. I love the sound. That's super quiet. There's a slight thud. Smooth though. Okay, let's turn it back down. Let's also make sure that the control panel here works. Faster, slower. Okay, what's this button do? 3, 6. I bet that's a workout. Okay, and then off. The off button, that's nice. It doesn't just stop. It actually comes to a rolling stop. Okay, so that seems cool. The remote can go right here as well. Let's start it back up again. And I want to test the safety feature here if we end up falling. So when you turn it on, it only goes to 0.6 miles per hour. It's pretty slow. Gives you nice and we don't want to start it at 6, obviously. Okay, so I'm going to actually get on it. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that's a good length, like I said. Okay. And we're going to pull this. Ready? Whoa, it stops immediately. There's no slow stop there. The E7 error message is because this was detached. That's what error message is given. Put that back on, and error message goes away. Here's a closer look at that pattern. I don't know if that's like a seam or if that's normal or what. I don't feel any, I don't know, does yours have that? If you bought this model and you're watching this video, comment. I'm curious to see if this is on all of them or not. The running belt is pre-installed from the factory, obviously, and it looks to be pretty even. And we can adjust this if we need to. Here's a look underneath if you're curious what it looks like. There's the motor, the wheels, these things here that you put on. These things here are the braces or the stands, and you do have adjustable. So if you need here, for example, to make it a little more even on one side versus the other, you can do that. Let's put this back down, and I will show you on the end here. You've got a place for your Allen key and the Phillips. This adjusts the belt. It says right here, adjust timely when it occurs. There may be some slippage happening from left to right, and the instruction manual will walk you through by turning quarter turns, not over tightening or anything. Follow the instructions carefully to do that, and that gets you your belt adjusted in the appropriate way. And this is not just a one-time and done thing. You do need to check this regularly according to their instructions. All right, it's break time. Welcome to my channel. Click that subscribe button, like this video if it's helping you out, and share this with somebody that you know. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and check the links in the description. Basically, if this thing is moving too far to one way or the other, to the left, we're going to be using the hex key to adjust that, and then the hex key over here to adjust the running belt the other way. If you need to tighten or loosen the belt, I believe that's the Phillips head one here, and we'll do that. So I'm not actually going to mess with this because this is factory installed, and I'll deal with this a little later, but that is basically how it works. All right, now let's talk about oiling this thing. This is required initially, possibly, depending. I'll show you how to check to see if it needs oil, but certainly as you use this thing, the instruction manual tells you how often you need to lubricate this, but I plan on doing it once a month or so, just checking, and it's really easy to do. So we've got the belt here lifted up, and I've just got this holding its place because it's kind of annoying to get your finger down in there. If it just pulls right up, it's probably too loose and you need to adjust a little tighter, or maybe if you can't get your finger or anything in there, you need to loosen it up for a moment, and that allows you access under here. So basically we're gonna remove this. I don't want that getting stuck. We're going to put our fingers under here like this and just feel about right here. It's kind of in the middle of the treadmill or close to it to see if it's wet at all, to see if I feel any oil, and I do not. It feels dry. So if that's true, we're going to take a little bit of oil like this, and we're going to put this under, and we're going to apply it to as close to the middle as we can. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. All right, and with that squeezed on there, so I got quite a bit in there in that area. So we'll go ahead and wipe my finger off, turn this on. Oh, we need the safety switch here. And we'll put it up to 1 mile per hour. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to gently move my hands and kind of move them this way and then move them this way. And that should disseminate all of the oil through the belt like that. And we're just going to let that run for, I don't know, a minute or so. And that is how you oil your running belt as part of the proper maintenance for this treadmill. All right, now we're gonna get into workout mode. we are going to test this out. Here's my phone. We'll put it here. Here's the remote. All right, we'll fire it up. Clip this on. Nice and easy. Here's the handrail. Oh yeah, getting on is really nice. All right, I'm about 180 pounds. So how would I use this? I would definitely walk like this. Things are shaking a little bit. That's nice because I can watch something or have my, headphones on. If I get a little wobbly, I can grab onto this. And I'm about 4.2 right now, which is a brisk walk. You can see how close I'm coming to the edge behind me and in front of me. I'm 5'11", if you're wondering. All right, let's put this up to a slow jog and see how it can hold. All right, so definitely some vibration here. Might need to put some sticky stuff on this so your phone doesn't drop off. But okay, what do you think? I'm jogging, baby. All right, and we'll slow it down. Ooh. For me, about 4.6 and 5 is the difference between a walk and a jog. All right, that's good. And we'll go ahead and kill it. Pretend my workout is done. Slowly comes to a stop. All right, let's take a look. What did you guys think? After a jog for the first time, we've got some deviation happening right here. You can see the running belt. There's less of a gap here versus here. Not a lot, but something we want to address really anytime this thing slips, which is true, I think, with any treadmill. You don't want to keep running this. So we're going to turn this clockwise by 1/4 of a turn, the left bolt here, clockwise by 1/4 of a turn, and see if that fixes it. That is clockwise. And we'll actually power this on to see if that solves it. Let me grab the remote. And I'll turn that up to about 1. Yeah, that helped a little bit. That gap is definitely less. Let's do maybe a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that looks good. So that solved the deviation issue. We'll also just tighten the belt briefly by using the Phillips head clockwise by just a little bit. Oops. We'll do both of those at the same time. Okay. All right, we can peel these babies off. All right, we are keeping this thing. Overall, this is a good buy. It met the quality standards that I think I have. It's got the handrail that's sturdy. This is a little, I'm not a big fan of this. We do need to put a little bit of sticky on the back. So if we are running, doesn't affect it when you're walking, but when you're jogging or running, this might vibrate and pop off the remote or your device. Your device will be heavy enough maybe, but that's something to think about. It's got the safety feature, got the quality, easy to maintain, and portable, transferable. We can put this handrail down, pick it up, and store it easily. Overall, I like this and I'm keeping this. Hopefully this helps you out. Thanks for being with me today, and stay sneaky.
Are you okay? Look, come over here.